Everybody should be feeling pretty good. I mean, I still think I've got this whole thing down. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, ain't it? It definitely is. And I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Cough. But, I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Cough! Hey, pal! Oh, you're gonna ignore me after I went through all the trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe! Ah, forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyway. Now, Detective, don't evade, conceal evidence? I don't know, I'm sure it's a crime. Don't, I'm sorry, look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk! How about a card trick, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. Here you go. Oh, sweet! This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensics results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad about that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now, hence with all the flap sweat. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh, that reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out. Peace! Gumshoe is out. Peace. What did he mean by the very end part? I don't know. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah! Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So, hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? You can't trust someone who just straight up drinks milk. That's weird. To make cereal soup, that's one thing. But to drink, that's just weird. Miss Von Karma, continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit such a crime. I can do that. That's easy peasy squeezy leasy. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimonials. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Gulp. We're well past the threshold of common sense. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Very moving, very touching. Clap, clap. You're such a thoughtful young man. Shame about the murdering. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? Well, since we're at this point, I guess I can already just flat out tell you, he didn't mean to. He was trying to kill Regina. Yeah, I could see how this would be a gotcha, but yeah, no. I agree. It would be weird that he would kill him. Intentionally, at least. There's no need to cross-examine this witness. What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why the Acro would want the ringmaster dead? To want the ringmaster dead? No, I can't give you anything for that one. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russellberry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. That was just an unfortunate, byproduct. Didn't mean to have it happen, but it did. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with. Woo! Flabbergasted, are you? Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twist if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah, actually. Probably the lady type who he would probably blame for his brother being in a coma. Shabam! Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. So say it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. That's ominous. What? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence. No! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Oh, yeah, me too. I want proof. Gimme. Present evidence. Can duzzles. Here you go. Put it in her pocket, hoping she would read it. But then she's all like, I didn't kill nobody. So she put it over there, and then the ringmaster took it. Probably because he was able to piece it together, because he, unlike his daughter, isn't stupid. Went to the time and place. And, I guess Acro's major crime here was assuming that Regina was intelligent enough to have realized anything about the ramifications of her actions. It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russellberry with that note? Nay! Well, yes, but no! Yeah, but there's just one problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the? That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Oh yeah, and she's in the audience right now. Huh. Wonder how she's feeling about all this. Is anything getting through her head? This little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Obvious joke could be made there, but I'm not going to it because I have standards. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria and bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note? Yee. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And, of course, Acro, not being able to look outside the window, wouldn't have known that. And he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible! Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? If not, let me tell you. Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted the kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I don't remember that last part. But, okay, it's still true. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived at the plaza. Hell, as far as he knew, he didn't even know if anybody showed up at all. Because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Phew! Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? Yeah. If this is actually getting through to her, I imagine she's, kind of rattled. She is, unfortunately. It's only gonna get harsher from here. Especially because now she's going to learn why Acro wanted to murder her. Hope she can handle it. I don't think she could handle Bambi. Acro wrote this note to Regina. What? Foolishly. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, if you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Oh, is that all? Yeah, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? Did you not do any research whatsoever? Did you just run over to the circus, grab as much random garbage as you possibly could to hope that it was enough evidence to get you by and just kind of rolled with it? Seriously, look into things more, yo. The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza in place of his lovely daughter. You dingbat? Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. Oh, I know all about that noise. So let me tell you about all that stuff. An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. It wasn't relevant at the time, but, you know, now that you want a motive and everything. Moron! Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. It's where the motive lies. Really, Nick? I think so. Well, then if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know, I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is gonna think I'm bluffing. And that's only partially true. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... this. Ow. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It ain't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence he asked for. What do you mean? It was in the box. The box that he put down there. He had conclusive evidence. Here's the conclusive evidence. It's pepper! Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him? He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion! Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Well, it was part of the several components, and she didn't actually kill somebody. I mean, I guess... I don't know, I guess you could have called it maybe some sort of... I guess it could be called manslaughter? I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of moving parts to this, so I'm not sure what the actual legal definition of it would be. Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Oh, what are you objecting now? Foolish fool who never tries a thousand times. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? Well, I mean, again, it was definitely accidental, but... Who's this? That's Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true, but I mean, at the same time, kinda is. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? No, that's definitely you. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Scene Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Barry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. And moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. That's true. I'm not saying it was on purpose. So, then what happened to his brother? He's not the victim of the attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah, it was an accident. Thank you, Karma? You realize you just kind of helped me? Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? Oh yeah, no, it was definitely just an accident. I suppose it truly was an accident. It's essential that a man knows when to give up, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's impossible to prove Miss Barry's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it? Ha! Instigating a lion to attack. Who ever heard of something like that? And to think that the defense claimed this was conclusive evidence. Ugh. A small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection? Well, the lion was smiling as it chomped on down, didn't it? And somebody might have been, I don't know, frequently pranking someone else with pepper, so someone thought, hey, maybe I'll do the exact same thing to them, put pepper on a thing, then give them a thing, and then they'll wear the thing, and then, unbeknownst to them, it would trigger a reaction with the lion, because, I mean, how would you plan for somebody trying to do that? And then chomp. What's the matter, Nick? I figured it out! Wow, it was right in front of my nose the entire time. Your Honor? Wait. What is it? The lion-biting bat was no accident at all. What? I mean, it was, but it wasn't. You're such an amateur. There's no way that Regina would have ever incited her lion to attack another human being. Intentionally not. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but she's still the reason why that it happened. Yeah. But Regina's responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. That is very true. It's very true. Inadvertently, at least. So, I think I should say... Yep, there we go. Would you mind taking a gander at this piece of thing? That's just a scarf. Acro. The scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? How dare you? That's right. And who's the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina gave it to him. Regina? There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. What would that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Conclusive evidence. Barabushka. That lion wasn't smiling. He was sneezing with a man in his mouth. You can't see me, but I'm also doing the point the Phoenix is doing, and I didn't even do that intentionally. I just felt like doing it. As she covered it with as much pepper as she could. What? What's with the silent treatment? And what's with the bird? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Oh, where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Oh, but I think Von Karma does. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? They can. But that's not what it was doing. I never heard of them smiling. However, lions do sneeze. Yeah, there we go. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. He was just inside of his mouth when he sneezed. And that's just unfortunate. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. And he was murdered for it. That poor lion. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. The double what whammy. Then again, no, she was just screaming about how I was a fool. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? You objected. I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix, right? This theory, you believe it? I do. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth, and that's all I care about. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. But, whoopsie-doopsie, he forgot that she was stupid, and ended up killing his father figure. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. Really? We're still doing this? Okay, mister. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro, you can't mean witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, and that's a big butt, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. Hang on, let me ponder this. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something! This is the last step. I gotta get this one right. The case is won if I can do this. Okay, well, I know for a fact that searching it's not gonna work. They already did. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. Is the meaning of Von Karma Total Justice complete and total defeat in the face of a superior attorney? I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Ow. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. That's why we lie, coerce, and bribe. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What'd you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, his bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed this search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. Darn! End of story. Now wait just a second, something's funny about all this. I think it has something to do with what Gumshoe was talking about. Looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. Yeah, no, I do. But, the scarf, the note. What about it, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let the case slip away. The bust, where is it now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where it is? It seems this case is coming to a close. What? The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Darp! Thank you for your support. I don't even get a chance? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. No, you're not. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Nope. We've got a non-voice acted hold it. Maya? Where is the bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm nervous. I just bit my tongue. That's adorable. We need time to do what? Ow. Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. I mean, thank you, but at the same time, acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived up his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope, you see. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is the bus? It is in the courtroom. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. It's at the witness stand. Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you've got a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just want to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, I don't know, maybe hide something under there. Is that the laugh of a man who still has life in him, or is that the laugh of a man who realizes he's going to prison? Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have pretty much been over there. Which is why you had to hide it. And the only place that you could hide it would definitely be your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Is that to say I won? Ow. You! You fool! How could you? Aw, did you lose again? That's a bummer for you. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? You're talking about Von Karma or Maya? Miss Frank... Oh, Von Karma. And Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How'd you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? Oh, he thinks she's in on it. There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know? But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide it. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under the wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Ooh, man, that's gonna sting like something else. I've gotta be honest with you, Von Karma. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. You gonna explain? All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with the peppers. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know that. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Well, that and murder, because, like, dude, at best, you would have had attempted murder on your rackets here. So your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. And murder her. How dreadful. So you're saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot! Oh, hey, so you finally admit it. I can't believe it, you beat me again. Hey, my goal was not beating you. My goal was finding my defendant to be innocent and to find the truth. And I did both. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Blammo! Who has the confetti? I mean, my best guess is it's Maya, because that's what she did in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when you win a fight, but I don't know, man. The court is adjourned. Good times. Good times. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Yeah, it's kind of still... I mean, you're not going to prison, that's great, but at the same time, yeah. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max. 1 million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No, 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 no. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever, never be happy. Whoop. Well, I guess somebody realized the gravity of the situation. She's been like this for a while now. Well, I mean, I can't say it's not. Sweetie. Sweetie pie. Pat and Acro. They're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. You just couldn't leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? No, I don't think that's what he meant. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Hmm? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Well, he was talking about his brother. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But, Bat. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. Technically. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... I know! What? I'll do it! I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes! Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. That's pretty actually, yeah, I mean, that would be taking responsibility for things. At least to an extent. You're a little late on the uptake, but you know what? Your heart's in the right place, and I'll let that be. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, well, that's the big question, ain't it? Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen! Top brass! The best circus the world has ever seen. Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay! I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Eh? There's only one thing that the best circus of the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Thanks. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know, maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? To give me a crash course in reality? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Oh. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. There would be no reason to call it a Berry Circus. Nick! Seems like everything's gonna turn out all right-ish. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. Oh, he talking to Edgy! You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Yeah, there he is. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. People thought this was the worst case in the series? I'll be honest, I don't see it.